Thank you all so much for making time out to come tonight for our parent meeting. This is just going to be our informational session to address attendance for remote learning, student assignments, parent communication, and then you all are going to have a chance at the end to fill out a feedback form to just let us know if you have any additional questions that you think about. So welcome. Thank you all for being here. Ms. Richardson, did you want to go ahead and start with our purpose of the meeting and going in deeper about each category?
Yeah, so hi parents, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you and we appreciate you taking time out of this evening just to, just to understand what's going on in our fifth grade classes, how we're supporting your child's learning needs, and to address any questions that you may have lingering. Any confusion of anything that's going on. We just want to make this situation as seamless as possible. We know there are a lot of changes that have happened and are continuing to happen, but we want you all to be informed as much as possible. So Ms. Baker already shared with you all the purpose of our meeting. So we're just going to go ahead and delve into the first area, which is in regards to student attendance. So students are expected to attend classes each day during the class scheduled time. I know we did send out on Dojo a class schedule breakdown for where the students attend. They have a math class with Ms. Baker. She's their math teacher. I am their ELA reading instructor. And of course, Mr. White is their science and social studies teacher. And we included the student attendance as an area of concern because we were noticing a pattern with some of our scholars that they may be attending one class session or one class period and not another. And so we just want to gain clarity and make sure that, and we've all of these things that we're speaking to you all about this evening are also things that we have shared with our students during our morning meetings and between each session. So everything that we're sharing with you, we have already spoken to the students about. But student attendance is extremely important. Even in this URL setting, we want the students to be logged on and to attend classes so that we can teach them the content, provide them the support and the structure that they need, and also just to engage with them socially until we're able to get back into the school face to face. I know that I will say for me specifically as the reading teacher, I try to communicate with you all regarding attendance of any of the students in my three blocks. If for any reason your child is absent from my class, what I typically will do is send you an individual message alerting you and making you aware that your child did not attend. I know though that sometimes there are technical issues that you can't do anything about. We're just asking that once you know that there's a technology issue, if your child wasn't able to log on, their computer won't turn on, it keeps logging them out. If you just message us and send us a message via Dojo or even call us, I know a lot of parents I've spoken to on the phone, just so that we are aware of what's happening, and then if you need support, share that support with you so we can try to resolve the issue and make sure that your child is attending class. I also want to mention regarding student attendance, in case you all were not aware, on each of our channels we have what is a video recorded lesson. So in the instance, for whatever reason, your child was not able to log in that day, or the computer wasn't charged, or they missed part of the lesson, at the end of each day, we do upload our video recorded lessons so that you can refer to that for later use. Ms. Baker or Mr. White, did you have anything that you wanted to say in regards to student attendance?
I think also just making sure that we're mindful of the students attending on time. So in just a second, I'm going to drop our schedules. It's the same schedule. It hasn't changed. It's the same ones we've been posting on Dojo. But we've also been teaching the kids responsibility and accountability, and just if you can help us out with them coming on time, because if they miss the first part of the class, it may take away from their learning experience. And then I know sometimes in the morning it's difficult to get up for that 8:15 class. The
Mhm.
parents, we ask that you please push. If you need to set alarms, please make sure you're setting alarms so that the kids are not missing any part of the instruction. We want to be able to provide them all with quality instruction and be able to understand what areas they need help with. So please make sure, and that's for each class as well, because as Ms. Richardson stated earlier, we may see some kids in our first block, but then once we talk as a team, we find out the student didn't attend their other two classes, or even returning for writing, RTI, and SEL in the afternoon at 12:15. The kids have an hour for lunch, which is twice the amount they usually get. So please make sure during that time that they're reporting back to writing at 12:15 with their homeroom teachers on time. So that's all I have for attendance.
Mr.
Right. And
White, did you have
also,
something?
yes, also just to chime in quickly, just make sure that you're coming to the right class and really memorizing your schedule. We still have students who are popping up in the wrong class, and this is the fifth week of school. I understand that Microsoft Teams is in fact new. It's new for all of us. It's new for myself, but just really making sure that you memorize your schedule. My colleagues hit on the most important points, but I definitely just wanted to add that in there.
Okay. The next point we're going to go to in terms of, in reference to areas of concern, classwork and homework assignments. So I want to just take a moment to speak to homework for my class. I understand this is, it's very different, uncharted waters that we're going in. So I don't try to assign a lot of homework, especially while we are in this URL setting right now. And I also try to keep in mind the amount of homework that your child may be receiving from Miss Baker and Mr. White. So what I typically do, the only homework, like turn in, submit to me homework every week for reading, I assign a reading comprehension article that really is tied to the learning target and the article, the same article that we're working on, that we will be working on for that week. And what I've noticed is when I put the assignment in, I'm still receiving questions from students. Where is the homework? How to access the homework? And if you don't mind, Miss Baker, I just want to share with them what an example of an assignment would look like in Teams, so parents will know how their child can easily access that assignment. So I'm going to just
Absolutely,
go
yes.
ahead and share
Um,
that.
Ours is similar, so yes, please.
Yes, and the assignment that I actually sent out today is what is due for them tomorrow. And so I'll show you two places where they can view that assignment. Can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go back and log into my team. So my team is Richardson. And if you look here, I drop my assignments at the end of the day. And the reason why I do that is because I am intentional about, I don't want a student to possibly log in to do my homework during the time when they should be attending one of my peers' classes or attending their writing or RTI block or SEL. So the easiest way that they can assess it is if the assignment is here, I always put the date. And once the student clicks on view assignment, it's going to immediately take them to that assignment. And the directions are there. If there are any articles that I upload, this is where I will go to post those. And again, I've modeled this with the class. So typically there's a reading article, and then there's an actual form with comprehension-based questions that align with what we're doing. So this is really the easiest way to access this assignment. The other way, and it's always posted in general, they could actually go to the tab that says assignments. And if you go here, this will show you every single assignment that I have assigned for my students. So if there, for example, if your child has any past due assignments, it's going to be shown there until they've clicked on turned in and submitted that assignment. Ms. Baker, did you have something you wanted to add to that?
No, mine is very similar. We go to that assignments, and then all of the assignments are there. My homework, same as Ms. Richardson, we taught as a grade level. We want to be mindful and show grace during this time and not give the students the same amount of homework that they would receive if they were coming face to face. So I know me and Ms. Richardson both have, and I know Mr. White does his as well, Illuminate and Brain Pop. But for iReady for reading and math, because there's no iReady for science and social studies. But for reading and math, each day, Ms. Richardson and I ask that the students are getting on their My Path for 20 minutes. So that My Path is catered specifically to the child's needs so that they can work on that during the week. Now, when Thursday comes, we release that teacher assigned lesson. And the teacher assigned lesson, and the reason that we give it and assign it on Thursday is because that means that the students have been able to practice for the entire week with the teacher on that specific 5th grade skill. So that assignment is on Thursdays, and then they have one quiz for each class on Fridays. So we just want to make sure that the kids are doing that. Please make sure that you expect that. Usually, myself, Ms. Richardson, Mr. White, we all post the assignments on our Class Dojo page as well as our general page for announcements. So parents, the directions are posted everywhere for both the kids and you all to see. So just make sure you're checking both Class Dojo and Microsoft Teams regularly to see an update for your students' assignments.
Okay, Mr. White, did you have anything you wanted to add before I continue with the assignments piece?
Y'all hit all the major points. I just wanted to put out there that all of my assignments so far that have been given were brain pop assignments and a test in the Illuminate student portal. Yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Would you like me to share my screen to show how to send the brain pop assignments?
Sure, you can.
Okay, great.
So I need to unshare my screen, correct, Baker?
No, I think I can just share mine. I think I can just
Either way, when he does it, it will override.
Okay.
Stop. Whatever.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, great. So all the students know about ClassLink. Brain Pop is found right here in ClassLink. You click on a Brain Pop icon. And then I'll always tell the students the topic. Say, for example, George Washington Carver. You will go to the search bar, type in George Washington Carver. And this is one of the famous inventors we were learning about. He invented lots of great things using the peanut. So you would watch the social studies video on George Washington Carver, and then you would you click on the quiz icon and take the graded quiz. I'm just going to click on A just to make it go by quickly so I can show you how the process goes. After the students finish taking this quiz, and the great thing about this quiz, they can take it as many times as they need to make the score that they want. I always tell them to shoot for 80% and higher. When they're finished, they email me their quiz results, and it comes directly to my email. So they would type in their name. Say, for example, my name is Rodante White. So I would type in my name, my teacher's email address. I always provide my email address. Is also located on my general channel inside of the files tab. And then my homeroom teacher, Mr. White. Of course, this would change. It would be either Mr. White, Miss Baker, or Mrs. Richardson. And then when I hit the OK button, it comes directly to my email. So that's how they send all their brain pop quizzes to me. And they can also check inside of their dashboard to see what assignments they have completed. If they click on this dashboard icon, it's going to show them all of the tests that they've completed. So that lets them know what they still need to complete. I provide a one-pager that's also located on the general channel in the files tab. And I also post it on Class Dojo because I update it frequently based off the assignments I'm given per week. But that's how they turn in their brain pop icons. And all the students are very, very familiar with how to go on Illuminate Student to take their test, because they do that in all of their content classes.
Okay. All right. One other point I wanted to add, and I'll go back to the agenda so we can see that again. Can you see the agenda? Fine.
Mine is a little lagging, so
Yes,
it's the
I
right.
can
Okay.
see it. I can
So
see it.
one other point I wanted to mention, we were just sharing information with you regarding the homework, but also if you notice on the agenda, classwork assignments. And I just want to take a moment and just also say that is equally as important. Our schedule is Mondays and Wednesdays. We meet with our students whole group. So we work with the whole block of students during that time period. However, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is known as asynchronous instruction, just as if we were face to face, there are times when we meet with students in small groups to give instruction. We also do that on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and with a portion of the students on Friday as well. What I've noticed during the reading block, students who work with me on their assigned day with the teacher as a small group. And I also have for some of my classes, Miss Lewis, who's great. She's my EIP reading teacher for support. So I will have a group, Miss Lewis will have a group, and then there's one group that doesn't have an opportunity to work with me that day. They are charged with doing an independent assignment. That assignment could be just 20 minutes on your learning path. That assignment could be a spiral activity related to something we're doing in Nearpod, and I'll drop the code in there. What I typically do, I begin on Tuesday and Thursday with like a whole group, just 5 or 10 minutes. This is what we're working on. This is the target. We break out into our groups. Every child knows what group they're in and what their activity is, whether they're with me, working with Miss Lewis, or on their own. And then we come back at the end of the class, the last 10 minutes, to just recap and go over things. Unfortunately, what I've noticed is on the days when certain scholars are not working with myself or Miss Lewis, they're logging out and not completing those independent work assignments. They're just going out of the channel and then remembering to log back in. And I can go back in and see. The great thing about the technology is that Nearpod, Illuminate, Brain Pop, Microsoft Forms, everything that we do is going to be timestamped. We'll know the date that it was submitted, the time that it was submitted. We can see if your scholar logged in and just skipped over questions and turned it in and received 0%. So, I'm just asking that, you have a conversation with them and speak to them about making sure that, they're doing those assignments that they are required to do, because it's really support to help them before we assess them later at the end of the week. So the small group instruction is to help them as we prepare for whatever that learning target is, but that's not those. It's hard for you to really see the growth in your child if they're just logging in and logging out. So we really want to make sure that they're actually going in and completing those assignments, because what also ends up happening on Fridays, when that's their independent work time, we may assign one or two assignments only. But if you still have several past due assignments, that work is just building and piling up, and that can become overwhelming and taxing for the scholar to complete. So, we really want to encourage our students to do the assignments and work on them, when they are assigned. Ms. Baker, did you have anything else you wanted to add in regards to that?
Yes, just as far as like classwork goes, at the end of every class period, I have a check for understanding or slash exit slip. Just parents, if you could help me out by having a conversation with your parent. This, by the way, and the students have been doing much better at this, but sometimes they do get nervous if they feel like they don't understand the exit slip, and they will leave before they complete that exit slip. Where any exit slip, any part of the instruction that we're giving the kids, it's put in place to help us provide them with the best quality instruction that we can. So if that student still doesn't understand and they log off, then I'm not able to fully assess what their issues was or what the misconceptions were for that. So please just make sure you're having that conversation with them. And with that being said, just as far that can also go into student engagement for what we wanted to talk about. So parents, y'all know this remote learning is different. It's different for the kids. It's different for the teachers. But during that time, we definitely ask for the kids' participation at a very high level. So we're constantly doing check for understandings, or we're also calling on them. So those check for understandings may be that I'm asking them to raise their hand in the chat to answer a question. Sometimes we get students who are, they're not raising their hand, or it might be complete silence. And so, that in that sense, it makes it more difficult for us also to gauge the class during that time. So if you can please talk to them about participating in class, even if they are uncomfortable. And that's really what it is. It's not that, they're just being disobedient and they don't want to answer, because of course that's not something we see in the classroom all the time. There's hands going up, but there's just a different level of discomfort for our babies once they with them being online, being nervous. So please tell them, and we're all about being a school family, building a community. There is nothing to be embarrassed about. Any and every teacher, if you please let the student know if they feel like they might get it wrong, it's okay. We will help them and guide them through. We're not just going to let them get it wrong and just say, oh no, you're wrong, next student. No, we're going to help guide them through. So please have that conversation with them to just let them know that all three of us, and even Miss Reese, which is our math EIP, and Miss Lewis, who is our ELA EIP teacher, just let them know we're here to support them. They don't have to be nervous. So we really, really need that help with making sure that they're staying engaged by unmuting that mic. And sometimes, because they might try to play us and say, oh, my mic don't work.
The mic type it in the chat. Type it in the chat.
Right, exactly.
And that still counts as student engagement and participation. I have some students that I feel bad for them because they want to speak on the mic, and it may be an echo or maybe a lot of different things. And I'll say, well, just type it in the chat, and that still counts as their participation. And we actually give them dojo points for participating, logging in, completing assignments. And so we also try to remind them and encourage them. So the more they participate, the more they stay engaged, that's more points that they're earning throughout the day, which goes and ties into our school celebration that we do once a month. So Ms. Baker is very accurate with that. It's not so much, don't chime in because you're worried that the answer is not correct. We don't care about that at this point. We're just trying to see, what do you know? Because a lot of times you know a lot more than what you think you do, but we can't really know how to best support you if it's just silence. So please help us with that. And also I'd like to add, if you are aware that your child is having mic issues or something like that, if you could just message us and let us know on the front end, because sometimes we can't tell, and maybe your mic works in one class, but then in another class, suddenly your mic doesn't work anymore. So we're just trying, you can see out on our grade level, we work in very good unison, and we communicate with each other about our babies, because they may be strong in math or and not in another area like reading, or vice versa. So we're trying to work closely to just support them in the best possible way. Okay, can we move to the next one, unless Mr. White has something to add?
No, I think y'all hit all the key points. We should proceed forward.
Okay. All right, so Mr. White, you want to take this one, grade enduring URL?
I can't see it. Oh, grade enduring URL. How many grades we're supposed to give?
Yeah, just explain to them regarding that policy. That'd be great.
Okay, it's 10 grades per semester, correct?
Yes.
Right. So it's going to be 5 on the progress report, and then another 5 on the report cards.
Yes, and parents, if you are not connected with Infinite Campus and our parent portal, please make sure that you message us so we can get you set up, because Infinite Campus is the tool that we're using for grading, both in the URL setting as well as face to face, where you can monitor your child's progress and how they're performing in their classes, and you don't have to wait until you receive progress reports and report cards. I'm a parent as well, and I can ask my children how they're doing, and I trust what they say, but sometimes I just like to get on my parent portal and I like to see it for myself. And then if you have questions or things that need to be addressed, then we can, go ahead and address those. But the Infinite Campus, that's going to be like your best friend, pretty much. I can't say it any other way or communicate that to you, except we want you to be well informed and know how your babies are performing in our class, so you also can see, well, which tests and quizzes did they do well on, which homework assignment they did 2 weeks ago, well, what was that grade on and how did they do, did you have questions about it, do you still need support? So looking at their grades and seeing where they are in Infinite Campus, that will really help you in that way. Ms. Baker,
Also,
go ahead.
yeah, I just want to chime in real quick. Also, in their Illuminate student portal, you can also see their grades in there as well, all of their formative assessments that they took as well. If you go inside of their Brain Pop dashboard, you can see what grades they made on their specific social studies and science assignments as well.
Okay,
And
Ms. Baker, did you have anything you wanted to add about the grading, or did I pretty much sum it up?
yes, with the grading, parents just know that students will get like 2 opportunities to complete that, especially for that
Yes.
I ready. If the students don't pass it the first time, they're able to take it again for to improve their grade. So they're getting to complete. We're trying to be strategic about giving them assignments that's easy for them to give them a second chance to give them a better grade. So just make sure that you're having conversations with them about staying focused during that time, and as far as and distractions, and even just saying mentioning distractions as well. I'm gonna quickly go back to just the engagement during URL. So sometimes we are definitely noticing students, especially when I have them have their cameras on, they might be in an area or a room, and we definitely understand if the student is not able to be in a room by themselves. However, we do ask that there is a minimum of distractions, because it's so easy for them to get distracted with us being virtually. And then also, as far as distractions, we might see like cell phones, video games out, or a TV on, and they might be watching the TV or on their phone instead of paying attention. So if you all could really help us manage that and talking to the students about the distractions during that time, that would be really helpful. But as far as grading, I think my teammates pretty much covered it. There are going to be 10 grades per semester, and we're going to be going through those grades as far as what the grades that they were able to retake, and kind of help them out during that time. So we're doing the best that we can, to give them multiple opportunities to complete this work. However, we need you all's help as well when it comes to the work getting completed and making sure that they're focusing and using all of the resources. Any work that we give out, I know we have sections for anchor charts. I tell the students all the time, if they are already working on an assignment, you could pull up a second tab and have your anchor chart right there with you to help. Or even go back and watch one of the video recordings on that topic before you finish it, or even while you're finishing, if you need to take a pause, take a break, to look back at those videos and anchor charts that we have. We have all of that in our sections. If the students need help, they know to go to the Ask a Question channel, and we'll tell them where to go at. But there are a bunch of resources for the kids to use while they are completing their work to get their grades. So if you all need help with that, please make sure that y'all ask us, and we could show or send you screenshots of how to get to the videos or the anchor charts so that the students can use those as they complete their work.
I just thought about something you said when you mentioned the iReady. Also, in addition to monitoring your child's work, when your child goes into iReady and you want to see how they're doing, at the bottom of iReady for both reading and math, there's a little tab you can click on for completed work. And it will show you what that assignment was and how they performed on that. So when Ms. Baker said, let's say your scholar didn't perform as well on a particular assignment, it will actually give them a second opportunity. So if you see where your child went in and did that second assignment a second time, that's because, okay, it's giving you another opportunity. So please make sure that you also look at that completed work tab, because that is letting you know, okay, these are the skills we were working on. It's synchronized to their specific learning path, which means everybody's at different paces, whether you're well above or high achieving in one area, or you need additional support or remediation. That learning path is designed, it's like a prescription for your child. So we really, really, really want for our scholars, especially for reading and math, to start to go on and practice their learning path just 20 minutes. I usually have my students and my children, you can just set a timer, or you can look at that little clock in that bottom right hand corner, and 20 minutes from now, that's your time up. And and we see all of that. So everything that they do on iReady, even if they went in for a minute, we can see that. If they went in for 40 minutes on that skill, we can see that. If they completed the assignment, if they started several assignments and didn't complete any of them, we can see all of those things. Okay. I just had to say that. It just came into my mind when we were speaking of iReady. So, Okay, the next piece on our agenda is technology and device issues. And yes, we have had some. Yes, we have had some. So when we say grace, we all need grace. Ms. Richardson needed grace this morning. We had device issues in my class. And what I will say, what I have noticed, and parents, you guys are doing a great job with that. When the students are faced with those issues, a lot of them are not tapping out. They're like, I'm getting calls. They'll Google voice me and mail me and leave me a text. Miss Richardson, I got signed out. I can't get on. Or they'll call their friend who is able to get in class to let me know. So that shows me that they want to stay connected and involved in what we're doing. But sometimes even with that, we are still experiencing technology issues. So what we want to make sure, Ms. Baker, if you could drop that technology IT help desk info
I just
in the
did.
chat.
See Pat popping up in the chat just now.
Yes, we want to make sure, and Ms. Baker just dropped it in the chat, if you're having any issues with the device is not turning on, the mic is not working, the camera is not working, you're logging in and it's logging you right back out. It's so many different issues and situations that can arise. Unfortunately, if there is an issue, you can't come to the school and we're able to switch out laptops. We don't have any control over that. The proper protocol and chain of command is reach out to the help desk. Sometimes there are things that can be resolved just rather quickly where you don't have to switch a device out. I will say that if your scholar has downloaded games and other activities and things like that to their school device, which they should not, if you could please have them to remove those things, because that is like soaking up all of their data like a sponge, so that then when it's time for them to get in and to use their technology and their devices for the things that we need them to, you're getting all of these different pop-ups and all of these problems that we can't help them to fix. Also with technology, I would really like to encourage, and we really need your help in this area as well. If your child is experiencing a technology issue on the day of class, if you could please just send us a message. You can call, you can text on the Google Voice number, or you can just send it in Dojo, my child is not able to log on. They're having device issues because if you're not communicating that to me and to the other teachers, we don't always know what's going on. And so we are marking them as absent. And if they're not able to get on because of a device issue, which is nothing that they can do about it, we don't want to penalize them for that. But we have like close to 70 students. And so it's very taxing on us between three different classes to find out, okay, let me call this. Or like in our mind, if there are 20 kids who are having technology issues, that may be 20 different parents that we're having to reach out to, which makes it very challenging for us. So if there's an individual issue regarding your device for your child, because I know it may work today, but tomorrow when you go to log in, it's just not working. If you could please communicate that with us, and we will respond back and try to get you whatever support we're able to. We typically, I know, respond back within the same day, but at minimum 24 hours. So we really try to be really good at communicating and getting back to you in a timely manner. Is there anything else you all wanted to chime in with the technology and the device?
Yes, parents, please make sure, please bear with us. Sometimes you all are absolutely amazing at reaching out to us and letting us know that it's technology issues. However, sometimes if we don't respond, please don't think that we're ignoring you, especially if it's during class. So sometimes we're not able to answer immediately or respond if we're in the middle of teaching a class. So please make sure that you try to please bear with us and show grace during this time. And like Ms. Richardson said, if there's any technology issues, we will try to help as much as possible. But some things we are not professionals at. And if there is an issue, please, the help desk has been pretty good lately. I know at first that help desk was a hot mess, but now it's getting better. So please make sure. And then also, I'm going to add dial 8. When you call that number, dial 8. And y'all, please disregard the spell error. I'm a math teacher and I'm typing fast. Please disregard that. But but please just make sure that you call them, and they have been very good at supplying new devices for if the students are having issues.
So I'm going to chime in here if you guys are okay with that. So parents,
Mhm.
thank you for being here. And fifth grade, you're doing an amazing job. I want to just echo the sentiment about using that IT help desk. Um, please make sure that if you're having any technical issues, that you are calling that help desk number and that you are letting them know that you are in need of device support. The thing is, we at Brookview do not have any extra devices to swap. So we get a lot of phone calls, a lot of contacts from parents, and that we don't have any extra devices. They were all taken up by the district and taken to the district hubs. So with that being said, the district hub is housed right now at Banneker. If you call the help desk, they'll schedule an appointment for parents. Parents are then able to go at their appointed time and then swap out devices that needed. Now, on another note, if we've done one or two device swaps and devices continue to keep getting broken or lost or damaged, the district does have a fee associated with that. And so I just want to make sure that we're very clear about that process. So they will do the best that they can. But if they notice that they've already issued multiple devices since March, there are fees associated with the repairs because it's not free to keep changing or swapping and or replacing devices. So make sure that your children are taking care of the devices that are issued from the district. All right. So if there are any questions, and I will make sure I drop the number in the chat again. But again, let's just make sure parents be patient. It's 90,000 plus students in Fulton County. And so those help desk numbers have the same IT that support the entire district are answering those calls. So I'm asking for your patience and flexibility with them, but they are doing 10,000 times better than what was happening in the beginning. So parents are getting the help they need. So I'll just utilize the resource.
Yeah, I just want to chime in and say, if you're having any tech issues and you're going to be tardy or miss my class, just shoot me a text message. I'm going to put my work cell phone number inside of the chat.
Thanks, Mr. White.
I forgot to mention, if you are in need of a hotspot, or if you are in need of internet and you have internet issues, we do have a few hotspots available at the school. But you will need to give me a call, and then I can put you in contact with our device coordinator, and we can get scheduled for you to get a hotspot until they run out. I just got a second reissue. We ran out of the first time. So if you are in need of a hotspot for your home, but now understand the hotspots have limited data, meaning their data is set for instruction, not video gaming, not movie watching and streaming, because the data get used up very quickly. We want to make sure that we use it for the purposes that it's issued for, and the district is providing hotspots as needed.
Yes, thank you so much for that, Mrs. Wallace. So as far now, we're on to our evaluation portion of our agenda. Parents, I just dropped a link in the chat. Please fill out that link. Let us know how we did. Is there anything that we need to improve on? We can actually go ahead and open up the floor right now for any questions that you all may have about anything at all that we can help with. The link can also, if you think of any more questions afterwards, still fill out the link, please, just to let us know how we're doing. But also, right now, you can go ahead, feel free to unmute and ask any questions that you may have that we can answer for you.
Okay, this is Morgan's mom. I tried to get into Microsoft Teams, the teams, so I could follow along with you guys. And it wasn't able to allow me to get in, so I ended up calling the phone number to get into the chat line. I wanted to direct this question to Mr. White. I did get your information in regards of the pop quiz that you are giving the students. Morgan is saying that she's doing them, but she don't know whether or not it's been submitted. We just tried to go on to the pop quiz earlier.
The brain pop quiz?
One second, let me grab Morgan. Morgan, come here. Okay, come show me on your computer the brain pop quiz, because I was telling Mr. White that we don't see your brain pop quiz.
She has to look inside her dashboard.
Oh, you say you have to look inside your dashboard.
So she has to click on the brain pop icon and then click